How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to West of Loathing. We're going into the creepy Chuck's house, which was in between the postal way station and Breadwood. Things were just awful spooky, and we're gonna see what the hell's going on. You knock on the door, a voice inside calls out, "Come in, it's open." It's always open. The door creaks open, and you step inside the house. The interior is an absolute nightmare. Like, decoration-wise, is it just not very well put together? The walls are covered with rusty chains and hooks, as well as a variety of wicked-looking knives and shears. Yeah, I'd say they could use an interior decorator. That seems like mostly a nightmare, and just to the eyes, just visually, just the aesthetics of it. A man of indeterminate age and slightly hunched posture grins widely as you enter, his eyes gleaming. He's standing near a large puddle of blood on the floor. Hello, my name is Chuck. Welcome to my little blood and breakfast. Your what? Blood and breakfast. Oh, sorry, I have a lisp. A lisp? Yes, it makes lewd sound like lewd. A bed and breakfast makes lewd sound like lewd and lewd? I see. People also tell me I emphasize words oddly, but I don't get that at all. I'll just leave you to it. Let me take a look at all of your weird things. This is a large collection of steel chains and hooks, as well as knives, shears, and other bladed instruments. Everything is covered with rust, or possibly dried blood, or possibly both. Ask Chuck about them. You've noticed my collection. Yes, it's dramatic. It all belonged to my father and his father before him. They were butchers. And you? I do a little bit, but not professionally. I broke with family tradition to run my little blood and breakfast. God, you're fucked, aren't you? Let's look at the pool of blood. That's a lot of blood on the floor here. Ask him about it. I can't help but notice you have a giant pool of blood on your floor. Blood? Oh, no. I can see why you might think that, as this is certainly lewd instead of red, like blood, but this is tomato soup. Tomato soup? Yes, I spilled my lunch. Very clumsy of me. I was just getting started cleaning it up when you arrived. I see. I'm gonna keep my eyes facing that way. I just realized he has full eyes too, not just specks. A little pantry shelf with various tins and jars. There's nothing very unusual, but you do notice 2 jars of tea leaves labeled Sleepy Time and Earl Grape. And it's thyme like the spice. It's just weird teas. This guy's weird all around. He even drinks weird teas. We can't trust him. There's a kettle on the stove, and it's still hot. Well, maybe we try to actually talk to him before we go running into his back room there. Chuck is staring at you. You notice that his left eye has a tendency to drift sideways as he stares, and then reset when he blinks, which is not often enough. He just has a lazy eye. Nothing wrong with that. Excuse me? Yes, how can I help you? You said you're running a bed and breakfast here? That's what I slewed. Yes. Can I have a look at the guest room? What's on the menu? Has a mailman been by recently? Why, yes, my last guest was a mailman. Such a nice fellow. It's a shame he's no longer with us. I hope you just mean he left? I like to think he'll always be here. In spirit. Could I have a look at the guest room? It's in the cellar, but I'm afraid that's unavailable at the moment. My last guest has only just checked out, and I still need to clean up the mess. Oh? Well, what's on the menu? Homemade sausages and tomato soup. I also have a special tea blend that's a real knockout. What kind of sausages? Long pork sausages, my grandfather's own recipe. So he admits that they're long pork? That came up once more in this playthrough, and the person was just like, I accused them of it being long pork. He's just admitting it. Did you say long pork? That's right. I make them longer than regular pork sausages. They're more filling that way. This is puzzling and uncomfortable for many different reasons. You mentioned a special tea blend? Yes, a special herbal blend that puts my guests right to sleep. It's very effective. Thank you. I'm gonna sneak out your back door. Sorry, that's private. That's my blood room. Your what? My blood room. My bedroom. Oh, right. Gotcha. Never mind then. Well, straight into the cellar we go. A cellar door. Man, I bet it's all kinds of horror down there. Like some kind of medieval torture dungeon. Or a super pleasant fun time dungeon. Maybe he's a wonderful host. It's locked, but it is locked to keep you out, or to keep something in. Whoa, it's a plotco lock. Those things are unpickable. Well, what do we do here, Sally? Yeah, that's no new information. Anything else I can do around here? Can I distract him in some way, perhaps? Nothing. I don't think I can do anything with the mail. I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave. I'm gonna leave that story thread hanging for the time being, because I'm very scared by it. I haven't really done wanders in this area of the map because things have been very difficult. Now I have a second partner. I'm wondering if things will be more manageable. I'm going to be a little more brave and attempt a couple wanders and see how it goes. As old dumbass carefully navigates a bunch of weird rock formations, everything suddenly goes silent. Everything except the racing of your pulse, that is, because you've stumbled across a horrifying ungulith. Shit. These things are tough, and I imagine on this side of the wall they're even tougher. Nope, it's about exactly as tough as they've always been, so I'm really not too concerned about it whatsoever. Ungulith horn, that is new. The horn of an ungulith, it's not sharp, but it's still dangerous. I already have the fragment and the geode. Do I try and eat that? I'm not going to for the time being, but eventually we're going to have like all the pieces to make our very own ungulith, and I'm kind of curious what will happen then. Curious and terrified. You see a flash of light in a dark copse of trees off to the side of the trail and smell the tang of ozone. 3 electrified cow skulls float out of the woods and surround you. I can't give up because that's going to count as like passing out or whatever and having to sleep and all that, right? This ain't too bad. These guys don't have a ton of health. This is very doable for me right now. Susie, you go ahead and rustle up whoever's strongest. I want to see if Bill chooses the strongest one to attack. There's a strong possibility he consistently goes for the strongest one, which is very helpful. I'm very excited to have him around. These electric skulls are pretty cool. More fragments. You really brought the thunder down on those lightning cows. And more stocks in Susie's rifle. Hey, Susie, you keep doing that. Maybe someday you'll be as good as Bill over there. You find an abandoned crate on the side of the trail addressed to Fort Treason. I guess whoever was in charge of delivering it figured, well, screw those guys. You crack it open, the crate's hard outer shell, and collect sweet inner meat. I read that so wrong, except it isn't meat, it's items, smelling salts, canteen, whiskey, all things that we've had before. Nothing really new there. Not the most exciting wanders at the moment. You see a hillside dotted with perfectly regular rows of military tombstones. It must be pretty old. It doesn't bear any of the hallmarks of the hastily dug mass graves the army resorted to after the cows came home. I'm just here for some wanders. I'm not going to commit to any of that craziness right now. 1 or 2 wanders maybe? Oh, another El Vibrato robot. Fought one of these guys already. It's not too big of a deal. A nice supply of scraps. We probably have enough to go make another keystone. And we probably should do that in case we come across another area that needs keystoning. There's an open grave here, which is a little weird. Jump in and see what we got there. Handful of old coins and stuff. Nothing interesting. That was a boring wander. Give me one more wander where I got something a little more interesting to work with here. We've fought this guy once before, haven't we? No, this might be different. You spot a guy riding down the road on a brown horse, wearing a brown fur hat and carrying a brown shopping bag with a brown loaf of stolen bread sticking out the top. You can tell it's stolen because the bag has a little picture of a loaf of bread on it. He rides up and brandishes a great big loaf of bread at you. Hand over all your bread or I'll bludgeon you to death. Geez, you sure like bread, huh? Yeah, it's kind of my thing. It's kind of Olive Breadwood's thing. I don't think you're allowed to say it's specifically your thing. I'm mad at you because of that, and I'm going to fight you because of it. What do you think of that now, the big tough bandit? I got your hard loaf. You beat up the bandit and take his big loaf of extremely stale bread. No, he protests, not my bread. Bread is the staff of life, but this is shorter. More like a wand, really? Well, it would have been great if I was a bean slinger. I'm going to the professor to get some keystones made up. Those are gonna come in handy. Hey, yeah, if you want to hand over some more scrap while I'm on my way over there, then by all means, please do. I can always use more scraps. I don't think I have a ton of them right now. I should double check and see what I actually am working with. Less than I thought, to be honest, but I'm gonna go get myself a new keystone. Because it will eventually come in handy, I'm quite certain of that. I'm going back to Redwood to see if the mayor has a new task for me, one I can properly fulfill, because I don't know what to do with the male one right now. You encounter a man who for some reason has set up 3 wooden posts sticking out of the ground, with the first one encircled by a pyramidal stake of differently sized stone rings. The man is looking at the stones and scratching his head. When he sees you, he asks if you mind helping him move the stones to the 3rd post. Tell him what you think of his stone rings. With my mysticality, you give the man in the stone rings the double middle fingers and stride away with deep satisfaction. That's it? You're not going to help him at all? Your solution is just fuck you? I don't even... Okay. Seems awfully rude, but to be honest, I didn't really want to deal with it myself either, so whatever. Let me help you with something else. How about the skeleton raids? Those sound interesting, and I'm kind of itching for a fight now. I want to test my new might. There's a military cemetery here, which I just discovered through wandering, and I figure something must have happened to the caretaker because military skeletons keep wandering out this way and causing a ruckus. I'll check it out. That seems like the sort of task that I am looking for. Military cemetery. Up we go. This is why I don't want to just randomly choose these things without getting a quest from them first, you know? I'd rather have a reason to go visit them. And now, I do. And the reason is, because fuck skeletons. Oh, whoa. Finding just a battery instead of scraps sure saves me a lot of time, because it would be a real big pain in the ass to have to assemble a battery every single time. The Military Cemetery. What an embarrassing typo. Military Cemetery. I always fucking do that. Actually, it isn't military with an A? Let me look at this map here. Yes, it is. I always accidentally put an A in cemetery. Military, I never have to write, so the Military Cemetery. Cemetery still works. I see nothing wrong with that. Coffins? There's a shovel here. I don't think I want to go down in that crypt right now. What do you have to say? Looks like a military cemetery over through the gate. How can you tell? Because the graves are all lined up in a neat row? Yeah, and they're all painted that gross olive drab color. Oh, I thought it was just moss. I am going to go to the burial plots first. Beyond this gate stand countless rows and columns of tombstones. Well, they're not actually countless. I've counted them, and there are 999 of them. You could visit an individual plot by number if you'd like. Visit a plot? 28 is actually my favorite number. You approach the grave, it reads... There's no way that they have 999 of these actually with unique names and stuff, do they? It reads... Corporal Ann Jones, the Chief Medical Division. This grave doesn't bear any of the telltale marks of necromantic interference. Dig it up? Might as well. Shit, am I going to find a lot of silver bullets around here? The ground here is rocky, and it's pretty hard on your shovel. You make it down to the coffin and find a lockbox, which you open. Visit another... How many graves can I rob here? Let's go 998. Just cuz. General Philoma Price, digging that shit up. Oh, it said I was making a lot of noise, so I wonder if I'm suddenly in a fight here because of all the noise I was making. Oh, shit. I really need Bill to do a lot of damage here, because I cannot really hurt this thing. Where's the raised skeleton? I enchanted that bone. Ah, yeah, there's how it goes. Let's just go ahead and shoot, fan hammer him. For only 3 damage, though? Oh, good. That's exactly what I wanted, was just whiff after whiff after whiff. Alright, well, after we take this guy out, I am definitely not messing around with this anymore. Deal 10 damage and 2 poison. This seems like my best bet, really. I need to get him down to low enough health. Bill, help me out here. I don't actually want to get attacked by this guy because he could probably kill me. What can I do here? I guess I can just throw a dynamite at him or something. I didn't really want to have to resort to that, but whatever. One dynamite isn't going to kill me. There, look at that. Bill, you are the best. The absolute best. You beat the skeleton and stuff what's left of it back into the grave hole. Well, I probably shouldn't mess with too many plots then if that's what's going to happen. The eternal flame. This guy's just roasting a hot dog on it. Do not touch eternal flame. What happens if I do? I'll walk the wide way around it there. This goblin is roasting a weenie over the eternal flame. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do that. No. Is good fire? Not to wasting. Walk away. I'll leave you to do that, I guess. The flames over that way are all short-lived and uninteresting. So this is the eternal flame, and there's a bunch of shitty, not interesting flames over there. I hope you didn't invest in a hedge fund, because these are now just a pointy, worthless mess. There's got to be something I can do other than just fight this guy, right? Is this burning an eternal flame? Yes. And yeah, that was just the warning. Well, let's check out down here, I suppose. Caretaker's shanty, investigate. You poke around in the shed. The caretaker appears to have been shirking his duties for quite a while, judging by the dust and cobwebs. Looks like the mayor was right about him having wandered off. Guess you're gonna have to fetch him back here to do this job. Look at the tools. Since you already have a shovel, you leave it alone. It's not like you'll be able to dig twice as fast. True. Look at his chair. Like all chairs owned by one guy, it has years worth of lint and food crumbs underneath it. Gross. Scope out the desk. It's covered with old paint-spattered newspapers and features a large collection of tiny jars of paint, as well as a jar of fine-tipped brushes, a can of thinner, and a stack of history books. Curious. The guy has an interesting hobby, it seems. Check out the flyers tacked to the wall. You find a flyer with the Military Reenactment Enthusiast Society. Apparently they meet regularly at Fort Memoriam. Maybe that's where the caretaker went? More than likely. You continue to poke around the shed. That's got to be like everything you can do around there, right? Yeah, I don't need to look at any of that. Let's check out one more burial plot. Visit a plot 102. My favorite Dalmatians movie. I don't know that for sure. I'm just being silly. This grave is quiet. Oh, that one that said that it was making noise meant that there was a skeleton in it. Alright, well I can mess around with this for a while then probably and just avoid the ones that have a lot of noise. Visit a different plot. I'm not too concerned about that. How about just one over? No, that's not one over. I'm losing track of what I'm doing. You can hear him, you can hear it scratching. It's just one though? It's probably just one skeleton, in which case I'm willing to give it a whirl. Not a very strong skeleton. Okay, so that shows me that not all of them are going to be insanely, unbelievably strong. 228, such a good number. You hear rattling and scratching. Dig that shit up. He's a chef. He's one of the chef guys. Wow, I wasn't expecting to do that much damage. I guess he doesn't have the ability to protect himself. He doesn't have a lot of moxie to protect himself. Thank you for that extra contribution there, Bill. Just real handy of you. I'll do like one more of these. 828, and then, I don't know, I'll probably wait until something specifically says you should go back and look for a certain specific thing. Oh, what's this? A chest full of medals. Nothing commands quite as much respect as a whole bunch of military medals people think you earned. This item goes on your lapel. I think that reminds me, I forgot to take off the perfume-soaked square. Yeah, a chest full of medals, I want that instead. Awesome, now people will think I'm so cool. Where was it? Fort something or other? Fort where? Fort Memoriam. That's where this guy supposedly went off to. Let's investigate. Off to one side of the trail, you spot a cactus that doesn't look quite right. Specifically, it doesn't look right because it has a goblin face. As you get closer, you become pretty sure that it is actually just a goblin in a cactus outfit. It gives you some annoyed side eye and tries to wave you away, but the cactus arms aren't very mobile. Do you know a guy named Cactus Bill? Shh, away going. I'm not going to fight him. I don't know if it's a lady goblin either. I also don't know if Bill's down for goblins. Maybe he's just excited about any part cactus anything at this point. The guy's options are limited. He should take what he can get. But this also might just be a disguise. They might not be permanently a cactus being. Why are you inside a cactus? That was a regular sentence. I was waiting for it to be goblinized a little harder. Watching cactus herd for keeping safe from a predator. What predator? Any predator, desert tortoise, cactus eagle, other goblins. Now going away, you ruining my disguise. Every goblin I encounter, I end up hornswoggling. Extort them. Aha! But what if it is me being the cactus predator, watching me push over all the cactuses? What? No! I love how frantic and panicky they get. They always like wig out super hard. Well, what are you giving not for doing it? Giving you this club, the Cactus Club. Nature provides us with a lot of things, and some of those things are bludgeon-shaped. Extra muscle. I'm not sure why you didn't just attack me with it, but okay, fair's fair. 40 experience. I probably am still a couple hundred away from hornswoggling, right? I'm like 30 away? Shit. Doing a wander we are to get that extra little stretch of experience. There's a goblin marching down the trail in a soldier's uniform, the pants of which have been seriously pinned up to account for the goblin's stubby little legs. It salutes when it sees you. Hello. Hey, what's up? I'm soldiering. Yes, I can see that. I don't think there are any goblins in the military. What's your unit? I didn't think, not I don't. What? Where a uniform getting? From dead soldier man's, so I'm soldier now. Not quite how that works. Take his medal for your collection? Can I make this medal collection better? That's fucking sweet. I see you having a medal. Oh, shiny dangle. Yes. Not earning shiny dangle properly. Should giving to me for collection. Oh, okay. Man, that medal collection thing is great. The goblin hands over the medal. Oh, I feel bad for him, though. He was just trying to show off a little bit. He was trying to look impressive to make his friends, like, you know, impressed. Hands over the medal, and you put it with your others without a shred of irony. The purple brain pin, awarded to soldiers who were smart enough to go AWOL when the cows came home. This item goes on your lapel. Instead of the purple heart, you get the purple brain. Is that actually... I have to hop into Fort Memoriam for a second to look at this now. Is this thing... How many can I add? Oh... What? I thought that I was going to get to add it, and then all of a sudden I would have 9 Moxie and 7 Mysticality. Oh, is there some way to merge them together? That's disappointing. I thought it was so much better of a find than it actually ended up being. It's cool, but not what I thought it was going to be. Off the trail's shoulder, you see some ancient terraglyphs carved into a rock. By the way, since the last time that came up, I did look it up. And yes, hieroglyphs are like chalk or paintings or whatever. Terraglyphs are carved. I was right about that. I kind of just guessed. They seem to translate to my 6th is the 6th of demonic opposing. Intriguing. The other time I translated one of those, I didn't know what the hell it meant either, so nothing new there, honestly. Hornswoggling, level 5. I feel like that's going to come in handy, like, so often. Maybe I level up Safe Kraken sometime soon here? Man, look how high all my stats are right now. That makes me feel damn good. Makes me feel good enough to go right in there and demand anything. I hear some folks in there, but they don't sound much like soldiers. There's something familiar about those voices. Oh, I know. What's up? They sound just like my little brother. Yeah, your brother kinda thin and reedy? Come on, let's check it out. Oh, because it's just a fort full of memories? Is that why it sounds like Rufus? These guys have weird cow hats. This shelf is laden with candy. Help yourself. Cat's eye candy. I've had the sugar guns before. These are new, though. This is a little dropper bottle full of a potent peppermint oil. Increases item drops. I guess that's probably a food, right? What are you guys up to? Not many people walk around in a cow hat in this day and age. Not even a cowboy hat, just like a cow hat. Not to imply that they were ever in fashion or anything. Hi, I'm the Grimy. Hiya, I'm Melvin. Are you the cemetery caretaker? No, I think Jeff said something about having a day job. It hasn't been that day for like 2 weeks though. Ask about something else. What's with the hat? We're doing a historical reenactments. You're playing a tabletop war game. Well, okay, sure, but a historical one. Anyway, we only switched to this after we quit doing real reenactments. And why'd you quit? It was too much exercise. Also, somebody kept refusing to lie down when he got killed. You missed. Ask about something else. What's this game you're playing, then? Oh, you probably aren't familiar with this type of board game. It's a very specialized form of entertainment. What I mean is, you seem to be using Flintlock 4000 rules, but my brother's set didn't have cows. Instead of Warhammer, it's Flintlocks, like an old pistol type. Oh, well, yeah, we had to mod them in ourselves. Cool, huh? Ask about anything else, really. Or can I play? Well, the rules are pretty complex. I don't think the others will want to stop to play a teaching game. I already know it. My brother used to bug me to play him all the time, so I could test his strategies. Then great, yeah, we're short a player on the cow side. Step up to the table and grab some dice. That could be fun. Maybe I'll come back to doing that. There seems like there's a lot going on here. I don't know if I want to talk to every single person. A massive pile of candy wrappers and empty snack bags. The guy's peering intently at the figures on the table, muttering about line of sight. Hi, I'm Mike. You seem to be taking this game really seriously. Well, of course, you gotta play to win, otherwise what's the point? Having fun? Exactly, and winning is how you do that. You having line of sight issues? Yeah, they don't let me have my tape measure on the board when it's my turn anymore, so I have to eyeball it. It looks like you could get hit on that front guy. He'd have partial cover, though. I think you mean soft cover. Oh, you're playing 4th edition. Well, yeah. 3rd edition was a total kludge. Man, you and your brother would be bitter enemies. I know some people are really pissy about certain versions of D&D. I don't remember which they do and don't like. I think they liked 3, disliked 4, and now like 5 again. So it's a little different. Ask about something else. I will leave them be. This guy's eating chips like they're going out of style. Wait, he's a nerd. Nerds don't care about what's in style. Hi, I'm Jeff. Aren't you the caretaker? Yes, that's me. Did one of the other guys tell you? I try to keep it hush because people assume you're a weirdo if you work in a graveyard. I'm actually here to tell you to go back to work because skeletons are wandering out of the place and causing trouble for the neighbors. Aw, nuts. Alright. Well, look. I'm on a real winning streak here. I'll go back once it's over, okay? So I can either hornswoggle him, or I wonder if I can play him in the game and, like, ruin his winning streak, but I'll hornswoggle him. No, you've got it backwards. Now's the time to leave while you're winning. How do you figure? Attitude is important. You feel like a winner, you play like a winner, right? If you wait until you've lost to leave, you'll go home feeling like a loser. Go home a winner, and soak in that sweet satisfaction of victory. Then you'll be ready to do it again next time. Huh. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. Hey guys, I'm heading out. I'll be back to kick your butts again next week. The others jeer and make dismissive gestures as he leaves. Well, good. Is that... Oh, yeah, he's gone. There was a guy eating chips before. This guy's excitedly and repeatedly describing his favorite kinetoscope. I don't know what that is. Howdy, I'm Ernie. What's this kinetoscope reel you're talking about? Oh, man, you haven't seen the Dixon experimental sound film yet? It's amazing. What's it about? Well, these 2 guys dancing while a 3rd guy plays a violin into a huge cone. You can actually hear the violin. It's so great. And then a 4th guy walks in. What does he do? Nothing. That's when it ends. Sounds pretty avant-garde. Ask about something else. How's the game? Pretty good. We're on a real winning streak. If we'd been in charge of the army when the real war happened, things might have gone a lot differently. Probably the real war has a lot more unbalanced in terms of unit allotments. Good point. I will leave now. I wonder if I can get this guy to join that band back at Dirtwater. Mom made Rufus stop drinking that brand of soda after he didn't sleep for 4 days and started yammering about putting our cat in a box to see if it was alive or not. He was turning into Schrodinger? Hi, I'm the Grimy. I am Buddy. So how do you like this game? It's pretty good. I prefer the science fiction version, though. What's that like? It's really interesting. It has vehicles that move without horses and guns that fire more than once before reloading. That sounds really... I'm imbalanced or something? Shit, I can't remember. I don't know the terminology. How'd you get into this? I was in the actual war, made it out with only a few scars and a limp, fortunately. On account of, I spent the whole thing hiding in a cave. When I heard about reenactments, I signed up to find out what I missed. This is probably not a whole lot like what you missed. Yeah, better snacks for one. Ask about something else. That's everything I can say with those guys. This guy doesn't seem interested in the game. He's just noodling around on his guitar. Quick poodle noodle on the old 6-string. Nah, what's up? You're not in the game? Nah, I mean, I like games. That's why I hang out with these guys. But I've gotten bored of these strategy war games. I want something different. Like what? Well, I like playing the guitar, so I was thinking some kind of guitar game where you pretend you're in a band and you have to hit the right chords. That sounds hard if you don't already know how to play the guitar. Yeah, I thought of making like a real simplified version of a guitar, but then it wouldn't be much fun for me. I have an idea. Instead of pretending to play in a band, why don't you join an actual band and play guitar for real? I know a place looking for talent. I'll put my guitar skills to actual use? That's not a bad idea. Okay, cool. It's the Jewel Saloon in Dirtwater. Tell 'em I sent ya. Thanks a bunch. I'll head out right away. Godspeed, Guitar Man. Nice, the band is really starting to come together. I think I have a couple binoculars. I'm curious what I can see from up here. You scan the horizon but don't see anything you didn't already know about. Ah, shucks. I wonder if I went and used it up at the North Fort. I don't know. I found a lot of locations really quickly just through wandering and stuff in this area. So I seem to be saturating the map a lot more quickly this time around than I did when I was in the east end of things. I guess I go dig around in here quickly before I wrap things up. I'm sure I'll find a few short something or others. The shelf is stuffed full of rule books for the weird game those nerds are playing. Study them using my mysticality. You pore over the rules until you understand them perfectly enough to realize that they're for an entirely different game than these guys are actually playing. Oh well, at least you learned something useful. And you're about to walk away from the shelf and you notice a book that definitely doesn't belong here. I don't know if I want more necromancing skills because I was starting to lose moxie. Requires stench resistance. Just any amount of stench resistance because I can definitely get myself a little bit here. The perfumed pocket square. You power through the stench and find a few non-garbage items in the pile. The Kurtz Fit pants. These pants are very tight. Oh, I think I've had these once before. I killed someone and took them, in fact. I recall that. Go back to your chest full of medals. The liquid in this spittoon is bright yellow. I feel like that's all that needs to be said about it. Look closer. I'll never understand you. Alright, well, you crouch down next to the spittoon. From the nauseating sweet stench coming off of it, it appears that these nerds haven't been using it as a makeshift urinal as you may have suspected, but rather they're using bright yellow lemon-lime flavored chewing soda. Unless? Well, another possibility is that they have been using it as a urinal, and they're all extremely diabetic, which now I think about it is a real possibility. In fact, it is probable that both things are true. Because of all the sugar outside, search it anyways. Really? You're gonna put your hand in the nerd's piss and or spit bucket. Just gonna dive right in there, huh? Just gonna splash around in that sticky yellow broth of spit and pee with no restraint whatsoever? I sure am. With the fanfare of sad trombones and a choir of angels retching, a sword rises out of the spittoon, held aloft by a wet, bedraggled, and miserable-looking woman's arm. It just raises up out of there. Since you're already kneeling, the arm wastes no time before tapping you on both shoulders with the sword, splashing your clothes with yellow slime, and officially declaring you the grimy slinger, king of filth. Congratulations. The sword clatters to the floor as the hand drops in for the shutter and withdraws in the spittoon. The Blechshaber. This is a replica of King Arthur's sword. You know it's a replica because there's no way history would have allowed the original to be this comprehensively covered in tobacco spit. Deals stench damage instead of physical, extra muscle. Long live the king. Is that actually the last possible spittoon then? Is that the end of this whole spittoon craziness? Most of the mess hall has been moved outside. This has been a long episode, but it seems silly to leave this hanging. Let's join their table, play their little game. Which battle would you like to recreate? Not yet one? Do I have to win one of these? I don't understand. All right, well we'll do the early skirmish then, how about? Oh. Okay, this is not what I was expecting. A hellblot? We have some cow cultists and the Bovermind, Wall of Beef, Army Grunt, Army Demon Hunter. Well, this is just not what I was expecting at all. Hell bolting your own units will not help the cause. Well, let's try this. Let's try to utterly destroy the human. Wow, that was wild. Those things, what are those adding AP to? Are they adding AP to this thing? Increase stats. Heal 5 HP. Will not end your turn. Yeah, I should probably heal this thing up. Yeah, heal her up if she's going to be boosting my AP. And deal 3 damage? Oh shit. Oh shit, I should have been healing the wall maybe. Oh, I'm in for it now. This is not looking too well. Not looking too good. Destroy him for sure. Well, nuts. Jeez, when's the last time you played this? Do you need a rules reference card? Quit playing. Maybe I'll try again another time. You guys suck. You cheat. This isn't the way I know how to play. Flip the table over. Where's that option? What's my anger at? My anger should be jumping to like 1,000 right now. I'm pissed off. See you nerds later. Suck my dick. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you again soon.